honest with you, my favorite place I made a movie was San Francisco. And that's being totally honest. I loved making Time After Time in that great city. And it was a particularly wonderful time for me. You know, I think it's a wonderful film and it holds up very well. You know, usually if you're in exotic locations, like somewhere in the Far East or Australia, I don't know, but I've never really, I don't think I've ever made a film that was really good, that was, except for Time After Time. Usually the films that are really ethnic are the ones I did in London or in LA.
That's good. We were in Iceland when we did ours, and it was a really wonderful place to be, and I didn't realize how many movies have been filmed there that we actually got to see the sights at and stuff. And it's interesting to see how you guys feel about going to different countries to film your films and stuff, because...
Well, you know, it sounds romantic, but you know, you get there, so you're met at the airport. It could be any airport, because all airports are basically the same. It's usually at night. You're stuck in a car, you're driven to an American hotel, because usually a Sheraton or whatever, so they're all the same, all over the world. And you wake up the next day, they come to your room, fit you for a costume, shove you in a car, and take you out to wherever you're filming in a studio. So really, it could be the back lot in LA, basically. And it may be in Peru. It's just that weekends can be fun.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Pleasure. Thank you. Hi.
I just wanted to ask, was it rough filming Clockwork Orange? Like, I heard you were injured a few times while filming.
Yes, but I'm recovered now. I was injured. Yes, it's a famous story, which I've told at least twice. But I will tell it again. Oxina. Stan showed me a picture of some patient with these damn things. Oh, that's me. Lid locks, you know, these things they use for delicate eye operations. And I said, oh, that's wonderful, Stanley. Not thinking for one moment that he was expecting me to put these in my eyes. When it came out that yes, indeed he was, and he was going to introduce me to the doctor who was so famous at one of London's top eye hospitals, it's called Moorfields, I said, well, I suppose I can talk to him, but I'm understanding I don't think I can do that. I mean, you know, that doesn't come with the CV of the part. Sticking things in your eye, in your eyeballs, so you can't even blink. I mean, Jesus, we can, you know, fake it somehow, surely. No, we can't. So I met this doctor who was very reassuring and a very nice man. Unfortunately, we got there for the scene. I was in a, you know, what do you call it, one of those straitjacket, thank you. And tied to the chair, and they put these, first off, they anesthetized my eyes so I couldn't feel anything, and this brilliant doctor, the way he was checking to see whether the eye was fully anesthetized or not, was to take out his hanky and stick the corner of it in my eye. If I did, oh fuck, what was that? It wasn't quite ready. When he stuffed the whole thing in my eyeball, and I was like, yes, what? Oh, no, nothing. He goes, I think we're ready. So, there you are, very hygienic. Just before we were to start the actual scene, Stanley, who was up there somewhere, I was on stage, he came down, he gave the doctor, whose name I've forgotten now, but he gave him a line of dialogue. Now this was a real doctor. So suddenly he's now the center of attention in a scene where he has a line of dialogue The line that he was asked to say was, "How are things today, little Alex?" Right? That's pretty straightforward, fairly simple. So as soon as Stanley left, and here's the tipper to all this, is that when he put these lid locks in my eyes, I couldn't, and so he had a dropper of artificial tears, lubricate cornea, because if the cornea eyes up, you're blind. How nice. So blind, so every 14 seconds the eye has to be lubricated. So this doctor is pacing around, doing his line. How are you today? Oh, what's your name again? Alex! Jesus! Oh, how are you today? So I went, Doc, it's been 14 seconds, Doc, can you get me? So, I was tapping out with my feet, how many seconds, and he was doing all this. Anyway, we got through it all right. I only had the things in my eyes for 10 minutes because it's all you can take. On the drive home with my driver back to my house, the anesthetic wore out. And we went over a pothole in London. There are such things. And bang! Sheets! I thought that I'd been cut with a razor right down my body. I mean, I've never known anything like that, and luckily I had a doctor who lived around the corner, and I called him and begged him to come over. This was at 9 o'clock at night, and he gave me a shot of morphine, and literally said, count to 10. I got as far as 3. 1, 2, what was that he gave me? It was rather good. Anyway, I woke up the next morning, the eye, it wasn't exactly better, but the pain had gone. It was like I'd got sand in my eye for the next week, but thank God it wasn't permanent. Nice to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thanks for bringing up such painful memories. Exactly. Appreciate that. We're running out of time, so this gentleman's actually going to be our last question.
The young man in the hat.
Hi.
Do you have any hair? Oh my God, keep the hat on.
I was just wondering, how does it make you feel when a show you work on suddenly gets canceled or it just ends?
What? But I've spent the money. No, to be honest, I always feel, oh, thank God. It's like the end of the school year. And I remember once when they canceled a show that I was doing. It was a sitcom I was doing with Rhea Perlman, who I adore. She's wonderful. And it was called Pearl. And I was playing a humanities professor from hell. Go figure. And when they made the announcement that they were canceling, I went, yes! Oh, how sad! Because I saw the disappointment on everybody's face, of course. But I always think, on to the next. It's a journey, this career and this life. It's so exciting never to know what you're going to be doing, basically, from one minute to the next, or something comes up. Every time you pick up the phone, something's cancelled, or you're off to Bali. Ooh, did you offer me a job in Bali? Yes, I'll take that. No, I've never been offered a job in Bali. I don't know why I said it. It's probably because I quite like to go there, but no, it'll be the job for you, and it's in Pittsburgh. Listen, did I answer your question?
Yes.
Are you satisfied?
Yes.
Who is this young lady behind you? Step up to the mic, darling, pull it down, and speak.
I was wondering,
Yes.
what made you decide that you want to be an actor?
Oh my God! That's the one question I can't answer. But I'll try. When I was how old are you?
9.
Okay. You're 9. When I was 11, I went to a school as a boarding school, like a private school. Here was a public school. And it was quite a disciplinarian kind of school. We had a lot of rules. And we had a lot of church. So on Sundays, we went 3 times. 3 times when you're an 11-year-old. I mean, it's criminal. Anyway, the only way I could get through these services that were painfully was to sing the hymns loud and strong. I love hymns, and I love to sing. And behind me was the headmaster, the principal of the school, who was a great man of the theater. And he loved to direct Shakespeare in the summer and a musical comedy show at Christmas. And so that's what was coming up, cast me, and that's how I started acting on a stage. And when I walked out, I was so nervous in the wings before coming on, and I came onto the stage with the lights, the audience, and everyone, this void, the dark, and I suddenly felt at home. And that's the way it's been for the last 50 or 60 years. So, does that answer your question? Thank you, everyone. Thanks very much.
Make sure to head back to the show floor, get an autograph from this gentleman, get a picture with them. Sacramento, let's hear it for Malcolm McDowell.
Thank you.